standard issue box. If you've ever had a G-Shock, you'll know there's not much going on in the box. Pretty basic construction. G-Shock on the front, reference on the back. So this is the GA-2100WS-7AER. That's why people call this the Casioak. It's just easier to remember. Also, the thing I noticed on this box is so random. Apparently, they love the sea and the earth. I don't really know what that's got to do with anything. I think they're trying to bring in more recycled materials and stuff into it. Anyway, whatever. Basic box. Let's put the watch is in a little canvas pocket. We'll deal with that in a second. Standard box, cheap as you like, but we don't really care. We're just here for the watch. Little guarantee there, and then quite an in-depth booklet. I mean, this watch does do a lot. It's got 5 alarms, stopwatch, world time, all sorts of stuff going on, but I don't think we need a booklet that big. But whatever, put all that aside. Who cares about that? We're here to talk about the watch itself, and here she is. And I don't think it's hard to say it's quite a stunning watch. Stunning, like in the sense of you might like it, you might not like it, but it's really there. Is, you know, this all white resin case and that shocking blue dial. Shocking not in a bad way, in the sense of you can't miss it. I might have said this earlier, if not, forgive me. When I repeat myself, when I looked at this image of this watch first, the dial looked like more of a matte blue, and that was what initially attracted me to it. But this is more of a shiny blue. I'm calling it the Glacier because of that kind of with the kind of snow white and then that sort of glacier blue. Little reference on here again, nothing fancy, just the same reference we saw on the box. Let's just get rid of this, get this out of our way, shall we? Like I say, I've had these G-Shocks before. Maybe you've had one before. If not, you should get one. It is one of the greatest Casios of all time. I don't think there's any problem saying that. Basic dimensions, this is 45 mil. It's 11.8 thick, so very thin. It's a 48.5 lug to lug. Weighs about 51 grams, so really light. 200 meters water resistance. It has I don't know if you'll be able to see this on the lens here, but it has a little text on the back there, carbon core. So as with all G-Shocks, very safe to get bashed around. This is a quartz module in here. Battery life is good for 3 years. And the features on this thing, I mean, there's mad features on this thing. It has world time, stopwatch, 5 alarms, LED light, the little register to the left there at the 9 o'clock tells you what day it is. Little LED display down there that I guess the 4 o'clock will give you basic readouts of alarms and stuff like that. If you're my age, you're going to struggle to read that. It's really hard to read. It's not that clear and not that bright. But we're not really here to read this thing and to get into every detail on that LCD screen. We're here for the form, for how this thing looks, how it feels. Let me slip it on actually. Let me slip it on wrist. And like I say, I was drawn to this mainly because of the colorway. I've always seen other people wearing white watches, all white watches. And I always think, oh mate, that's a real kind of statement. I really like how they look. I hate Richard Milles, but there's that particular RM that's white. Is it the Bubba or whatever it is? Anyway, I love that thing just because of how it stands out. And I think it's safe to say you got this on your wrist, it's going to pop. It's got a definite popability to it. As with all Casioaks, even though this is a 45 mil and the lug to lug at 40, nearly 49 is quite wide, it disappears on your wrist because of how thin it is. It just kind of sits so nice and flat on your wrist. Oh, it's just a treat. So what do I like about this watch? I like everything about it that I like about any Casioak I've ever had in my hand or on my wrist and ever owned. I like the form, that octagonal case. I like the way the strap just goes right in there, and you can get they are quick release, you'll see in the back there, and you can get some little lug adapters that will enable you to put this on a different strap if you want, any kind of strap, a single pass, whatever you want to do. Fitting isn't a problem. Basic pin and buckle system, one little retainer there for the end of the strap there will fit you no matter what. And even if you've got a smaller wrist, I would say actually the Casioaks are one of the better, bigger watches to buy to go on a smaller wrist, simply because oh no, I did that. That was all part of testing the carbon module in this thing. I didn't drop it. I'm professional. You can lend in your many £1,000 watches and they'll be completely safe. Again, just great construction, very, very solid. There's not too much more I want to say about this. If you like color watches that pop, I would say this is definitely should be on your list. You can get Casioaks in all sorts of colors. I've seen all different colorways and camo and different things going on. I know people, there are artists doing special one-off edition painted dials and different things like that, and they go up into the hundreds and all that. But for around £100, I think this is 96 quid, something like that, 95 quid. You really can't beat this for an everyday beater watch. And for a watch also that you can wear, you could probably dress it up and wear it in strange places, because it's got that sort of weird split personality where it's just it's kind of a very simple plastic watch. But also those in the know like that's the Casioak. It's got something about it. It's got a little bit of it's made a little bit of its own mark in watch culture, this thing. Anyway, I can't waffle on about this too long because it is very simple and not everything that's been said about the G-Shock has been said. So we can't talk too much. My advice, if you like this, if you like the colorway, you like the kind of whole Glacier vibe of this watch, I would say jump on it, get yourself one. You will not be disappointed. Anyway, this has been the ABC of EDC and I've been Rick Flat and this has been the Casioak Glacier. Take care. Later.